Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. We're going to follow our last film, Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat, about a group of people struggling to survive at sea after their ship's been sunk by a German U-boat, with another film with a similar theme. This one is much less known, but also with a major star involved, and it's a very interesting movie on its own dramatic and emotional terms. It's called Abandoned Ship. Columbia Pictures released it in 1957, and it stars Tyrone Power. The same year, he was also seen in Witness for the Prosecution. Our film was actually shot in London in July and August of 1956, 2 years before Tyrone Power died in 1958. And he not only starred in this movie, he also produced the film through his production company, Copra Productions. In the film, Ty Power, 42 at the time, plays an officer on a luxury cruise ship that's involved in a disaster which leads to the sinking of the ship and the death of over 1,100 passengers. There are only about 3 dozen survivors, all of them now struggling for life in a boat in open waters. And it's Ty Power who's left to take charge of an overcrowded, undersupplied lifeboat and to make life and death decisions along the way. It was a tough role for Ty Power, but one he relished playing because it was a much darker, more complex part than he was usually given to play. When he'd been under contract to 20th Century Fox Studios from the mid-30s to the mid-50s, he was basically always cast as the traditional hero, with one exception, when he played a corrupt carnival roustabout with no morals whatsoever in a film called Nightmare Alley. A great film and great performance, by the way, but it was a box office disaster. Audiences in 1947 didn't want to see that kind of complicated Tyrone Power. But by 1957, things were different. For one thing, audiences had grown up and wanted stronger storylines. Also, Ty Power was now free of the constraints of the studio system and able to play against type in films like this next one. Here from 1957, also with Lloyd Nolan, Stephen Boyd, and Swedish actress Mai Zetterling, who made a big impact in several Ingmar Bergman films, especially one called Torment. Here's Abandoned Ship.